Every winter, we see the exact same pattern repeat itself in both kids and adults. The days get shorter, the sunlight fades, slowly things start to shift, energy drops, sleep gets lighter, we're more restless, emotions feel harder to regulate, anxiety increases. And for kids, meltdowns become more frequent. For adults, motivation fades and stress just feels heavier, right? Most doctors call this seasonal affective disorder, or as acronym, which is aptly named, it's SAD, right? We all just kind of feel blue. They explain how reduced sunlight impacts brain chemistry and recommend light therapy, supplements, or sometimes even medication. But here's the part that rarely gets explained. Why do some people move through winter and fall just fine, while others struggle every single year? Why do some kids with ADHD, anxiety, autism, or sensory challenges noticeably worsen when the clocks change? Why does one sibling thrive year-round while the other predictably spirals every single winter? And the answer isn't just seasonal depression, because we all go through seasons the same. We all go through the same season if you live in the same place. It's whether the nervous system has the capacity to adapt when those seasons change. And we see this all the time. In fact, just this past week, we had a patient who recently completed her restoration plan and is now an incredible wellness patient. She told us the first time, this is the first winter that she can remember where she hasn't experienced seasonal depression. And the first year, she hasn't needed supplements or medications to get herself through the season. We go through Thanksgiving into Christmas, and that joy starts to fade as we get closer and closer. The days get shorter, the weather gets colder, and we just feel blue. Not the case for her. The same pattern shows up in kids too, though. Families often tell us that this is the first winter where their sleep stayed consistent, emotions felt steadier, and school behavior didn't fall apart once the days got shorter. And this isn't just luck. And it isn't just coincidence either. I don't believe in coincidences. Here's what we see every single fall and every single winter in our office. Sleep becomes inconsistent. Digestion slows or becomes unpredictable. Big emotions show up more often. The anxiety that felt manageable once in August suddenly feels overwhelming by November for both kids and for adults. This happens because many nervous systems are already operating close to their limit, close to that threshold. And when seasonal transitions arrive, there's simply no reserve left to pull them out, right? It just boom, and they trip the trigger and the geyser goes off. Your autonomic nervous system works a lot like a car with two pedals. The gas pedal, the sympathetic nervous system, ramps you up during stress, fight or flight, running from a bear. And then the brake pedal, the parasympathetic nervous system, helps you calm, digest, sleep, regulate emotions. A healthy nervous system can move smoothly back and forth between those two states when it needs to. It can handle stress and then it can recover, right? The best example, especially this time of year, as you're driving along the road and it's a little bit icy, or maybe a deer runs out in front of you and you swerve, you might fishtail a little bit, and then you get it back together, right? You're driving, you continue down the road. A mile or so later, you realize, crisis averted, I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm regulated. Your nervous system needed to go into that sympathetic state in order for you to quickly correct or swerve or whatever, but it shouldn't stay there. It should be able to regulate and calm and return to that resting, digesting, and healing state. But when the gas pedal is constantly pressed down and the brake can't fully engage, the system gets stuck in survival mode. That's not a mindset problem. It's an automatic neurological response. Now think of the nervous system quite like a battery. A healthy battery can handle daily demands plus a little bit of extra stress without crashing completely. Seasonal changes require real neurological work, adjusting circadian rhythms, maintaining neurotransmitter production with less sunlight, regulating body temperature, and supporting immune function during cold and flu season. But when the nervous system is balanced, those adaptations happen automatically, like they were designed to do. But when the system is already overwhelmed, fall and winter become just the breaking point. We hit that threshold and crisis sets in. That's when neurological exhaustion happens, showing up as depression, as anxiety, as meltdowns, fatigue, poor sleep, you name it. And then this vulnerability didn't start this winter. It often begins much, much earlier, even during pregnancy, birth, early childhood. Prenatal stress from mom exposes the developing nervous system to elevated stress hormones. Birth interventions like C-sections, forceps, vacuum extraction. If you've listened to any of our videos, our kiddos went through both of those. My son was a C-section. Our baby girl was a vacuum extraction. Prolonged labor can also place physical stress on the upper neck and the vagus nerve. Then come early childhood stressors, colic, reflux, frequent ear infections, repeated antibiotics, all adding strain to a system that's already vulnerable. Antibiotics disrupt the gut microbiome, which directly impacts the nervous system regulation. By the time kids or adults struggle every winter, the dysfunction has been there for a long time. Seasonal transitions simply expose what was already running on empty. Seasonal struggles aren't about weakness. It's not about bad brain chemistry or winter itself. They're a sign that the nervous system has lost its reserve capacity. The good news is that the nervous system is adaptable and capable of healing. Through neurologically focused chiropractic care, we help restore balance in the nervous system, recharge the nervous system, and rebuild resilience in the nervous system so both kids and adults alike can handle stress, including seasonal stress, far more easily. So if you want this winter to feel different for you or your child, click the link in our bio, send us a message, or schedule an appointment here at Foundations Chiropractic. Let's help your nervous system stay strong, stay steady, and stay resilient all year long.